Hey, how's it going? Oh, that was probably loud. I apologize. How's it going? Let me do a little bit adjustments. Man, it looks dark in here, doesn't it? I need to adjust some more lights. I don't know what happened. Looks too dark. That looks dark to me. And of course, my app that controls my lights doesn't like me sometimes. That a little bit better. A little bit better. Man, it's super dark unless my eyes are being weird. They probably are weird. My eyes have been weird all day. Man, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. How's everyone doing? Hopefully good. Man, it's snowing outside. I don't know. If you're in the Midwest, man, we're getting hit with real fall/winter right now. We've been so lucky. It's been 60s and 70s and now it's snowing. Wake up call. So how's it going? Let's see here. PC Geek, first in. My man, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Toastface Gorilla, what's up? Phantom Way, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. One Bad Alien, hey, thanks so much. Real quick, yeah, for the resub, tier 1, 3 months, 1 month streak. Hey, thank you so much. Really appreciate it. One Bad Alien, thank you so much. P. Diddy, oh, I made it at the beginning this time. Yeah, you did, yeah, instead of the end. Saturdays is always a weird time for a lot of people, but yeah, glad you made it here in the beginning. Yeah, what are you guys working on? Did you finish up everything you were working on this weekend? Hopefully, hopefully, maybe not. I know I have a lot to do yet. Penguin Airlines, hey, how's it going? Good to see you. Oh man, haha holidays, I like it. That is such an awesome emoji. PC Geek, I was checking through your VOD from Saturday stream, so happy you tried to surprise raid me. Yeah, you weren't there, you were AFK, but still, I think you caught it later. I saw you in there, but yeah, man, I saw you were doing your charity stream, and I knew at the beginning of the stream, okay, well, if he's on, I'll raid you at the end. Then I totally forgot. Then I remembered. Then I did it, and you were on your BRB stream, but it's all good. Good to see you, man. Pitchfork Hades, hey, how's it going? Hello. One Bad Alien, how's it going? Hello, everyone. Penguin Airlines, you are working on dinner right now. Nice. What's for dinner? I just slammed on dinner as fast as possible because I had to get up here. I ate so fast. P. Diddy working on work. Oh man, you working now? It's kind of late, isn't it? Hopefully, it's going okay though. One Bad Alien, drinking beer all week long. All right, drinking beer long week. Sorry, Toy, I tell you, something's up with my eyes. But anyways, long week. All right, man. I had a okay day, I guess. Long week, man. I guess if it's Tuesday and you've already had a long week, man, you deserve that beer. Twitch 3204, prepping for a new system engineer interview tomorrow. Nice. So you hiring someone, bringing someone on? Nice. Yeah, curious. What do you look for in a system engineer? Out of curiosity, I've never had to hire for one. Like, do you guys ask specific questions? Do you walk through? Do you do any diagramming? Yeah, how does that work for a system engineer? Super curious about that. I'd love to know. Toastface Gorilla, yeah, how's it going? Thanks, University of Michigan. Nice. Yeah, let me know how that goes. What types of things you you're interviewing tomorrow. I thought you were interviewing someone else. Sorry, I've been I've been on the other end of that for the last couple of weeks, so that's where my mind went. Wow, how do you prep for that then? How do you prep? Like, what questions do you expect them to ask? At least with software engineering, you kind of know what questions they're going to ask. There's a lot of stuff out there that talks about like interview questions for system engineers or software developers, and you can kind of guess way ahead of time what they're going to ask. But I'm curious what they ask for a system engineer. Sounds interesting. Hey Diddy, I love the snow. Yeah, I do too. Yeah, I don't mean to complain about it because I actually do too. I like it a lot. I just don't like it in March and April, and it sticks around here for a long time. So that's the only thing that kind of gets me down when it starts snowing. The first couple times I love it, but the only thing that kind of gets me down is like, man, it might be around to April. Oh yeah, thanks for the lights, appreciate it. P. Diddy, never get any though. That stinks. That stinks. We get plenty here. Plenty. Self-hosted Pro, hey, how's it going? Happy Tuesday. How are you? Hopefully you're doing well. Phantom Way, snowed this morning. Yeah. It just came in last night. It started snowing this morning, and now it's real. It's full blown snowing now. So it's a little crazy. PC Geek, I set up a couple LXC containers on my Proxmox server. Nice. How did that go? How'd that work out for you? I've been doing lots of things with Proxmox I haven't done before. I was thinking about putting together a little list of things, but man, that's awesome. What did you got going in your LXC containers? One Bed Alien, Taco Tuesday. Oh yeah, is it Tuesday already? I can't believe it. Pixel Paragon. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. How are you? Welcome. Kalama, working on a CI/CD pipeline for some internal apps for my Eve online group. Nice. That sounds awesome. Man, that sounds awesome. So, what kind of code are you writing for the CI/CD pipeline? I love that stuff. Actually, I was doing CI/CD stuff all day long today. Shouldn't have took so long, but lots to do. That sounds sweet. P. Diddy, work night shift. All right, so this is your jam then. I thought maybe you were working extra late. Let's see, Phantom Way, Techno Tim, does Docker work in LXC containers in Proxmox? I heard there's some sort of issues with privilege versus unprivileged containers. I think the answer is yes, and I think you're right on track. There are some things you need to put in place to be able to get them to run. There are a couple of people in our Discord server who's been able to get it to work, but I personally haven't done it before. Will it work? I'm sure it will, with the right flags, or like you mentioned, privileged versus unprivileged. I don't know if there's a workaround to do it without being privileged. I'd ask you the same question. I try to keep those two things separate, at least for me, because they're solving a lot of the same problems, and so nesting those two things for me gets a little bit inception. Not that it can't be done, but I like to keep those things separate because they're ultimately they're kind of solving the same problem, and so be like yeah. But let me know, Phantom Way, have you tried it yet? Do you get any errors? And if so, what are they? P. Diddy, working 3 p.m. to 2 a.m. today. Oh my goodness, that's some crazy hours, man. How do you like working night shift? I don't think I've ever done it. I don't think I have. It'd be interesting. I stay up super late, but then again, man, my whole world would be rocked if I did it like tomorrow. But how do you like it? Sigor, woohoo, hey Tim, hey, how's it going? PC Geek, it's a little weird, but it's cool. I love Turnkey Linux. Been using it for a year now for my OpenVPN server and VMware in a VMware VM. That's a lot of VMs and wares and VMs. That's awesome. I hear lots of great things about Turnkey Linux too. Seems pretty easy and nice for sure. Self-hosted Pro, Phantom Way, you can use Docker and LXC container. There are a few things you need to set, but it works. Nice. Thanks, Self-hosted Pro. Appreciate it. PC Geek, I did find out you cannot run Rancher in Docker on LXC though. It just won't get going. Okay. Interesting. At least not on Turnkey Core. Yeah, I wonder. Yeah, I don't know why. I know that Rancher, I should say Kubernetes, but Rancher, the Kubernetes that Rancher spins up for you, has specific requirements on both Docker and the OS, since they're chaining all their dependencies. Maybe it could be something like that. Maybe it's missing a dependency. But yeah, let me know. It'd be interesting to know the error too, because that would be something to try and figure out. Derek Takano, I was going to say he's one of the few people I know, or that have talked about it before, that had tried it. Dr. Bell, any plans to link your Nextcloud video to use in MySQL backend? To using in MySQL backend. Dr. Bell, I'm not sure if I'll make like content in between there. I did talk about like when you spin it up, your different options for MySQL. And so really all you would have to do there is input your MySQL database URL. I think the database name, not even that. I think it's username, port, and URL. And that should be it. So there is one caveat, not a caveat, but I guess a pro tip is that you don't have to refer to it by IP address or by, so when I'm talking about the database, you don't have to refer to it by IP address or port or anything like that. All you have to do is specify the service name that you set up in Kubernetes. And in one of my videos, I give a quick tip and basically say, this is how service discovery works in Kubernetes. And so basically when you create a pod in a service, you also create a service. And if you go under the service tab, you should see it there. And then you can refer to that service as that service name. So maybe I'm jumping the gun on what you're trying to figure out. But if the struggle is that you don't want to refer to it as IP address, port name, and you want to refer to it as the Kubernetes name, you can do that. Hopefully that answers your question. But in that video, I show how to configure it. I talk about how to configure it for MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres, and then how with SQLite, which is the way I went in the video because it was a lot less infrastructure to put in place, and it wasn't going to totally confuse the people who were just going to use MySQL. But yeah, let me know, Dr. Bell. Let's see. Turnkey Linux. Yeah. Voy, hey, how's it going? Voyav. Well, that's a lot of E's. Working on an Unraid server in my spare time. Awesome. What workloads do you plan on adding to that Unraid server? Curious. Yeah, I've been curious about Unraid and some other solutions here lately. Got a couple things I need to work out, but yeah. Phantom Way, what part of the U.S. are you from? North, where is Nows? I'm assuming you're just asking where. Yeah, so I'm in Minnesota, so way up north. But we've had unseasonably warm weather for like a couple weeks now. I think like 3 weeks ago it snowed, and then all of a sudden it's been like 50, 60, and 70 up until today. So yeah, it's been super nice, but I think that's over now. But I don't mind it. I don't mind it at all. I like snow around the holidays and stuff like that. Just feels more like the holidays, I guess. Not that we're super close. I guess Thanksgiving is getting pretty close. On Twitch, 3204 questions about DHCP, DNS, Active Directory, and Windows Server. Uh-oh, here we go. Got to put on my Windows sysadmin hat. It's for a Windows system engineer position. Oh, okay. So I'm expecting things focused around Windows environment. Awesome. Yeah. That's awesome. Okay, so the job you're applying for is a Windows Server admin. That's awesome. Do they hit you hard with PowerShell stuff? Like, do you have to know like a lot of PowerShell? Is it more just like concepts like, hey, well, I don't know a ton of these concepts. I mean, I'm familiar with them, like Active Directory, domains, OUs, group policies, stuff like that. That sounds interesting, though. Yeah, best of luck to you. Congratulations ahead of time. I think you might get it. We'll see. But yeah, best of luck for sure. One bad alien. Have you used Gluster FS on Proxmox? I have not. A new file system that I haven't heard of. No, I haven't. What does it get me? What does it get me that ZFS does not? Curious. One bad alien. Gluster FS. These names, man, I love it. I love names of tech I haven't heard of before. Sorry. PC Geek, I put turnkey Linux from the templates in Proxmox, one for local mail and another for newly updated VPN server. Nice. So then you can just pull them down, plug in some values, and it's ready to go. Chicano, hey, better late than never. You're not that late. But yeah, welcome, man. How's it going? Got my barcode scanner. Nice. You were just talking about that to scan all your different shampoos and hair care. Oh, I think that's how that started. Man, let me know about the barcode stuff. That's pretty fun. I've done some barcode scanning stuff in app. So in apps, I've done barcode scanning stuff. Nothing on a Raspberry Pi, but I've used some Zebra library in Android. I've done something else on iOS. But there are a lot of different barcode types, as you probably know. So you might have to find some libraries that can recognize a lot of them. But SKUs or UPCs on most products will be pretty standard, at least in the US, I think. Pokeballs. Hey Tim, now they have UDM Pro running for a few weeks now. What are your likes and dislikes, improvements you'd like to see? Great question. Let me get a drink for this one. Perfect timing, because I've been on UDM Pro and my Switch Pro and UniFi Network now 100% for, I don't know, 3 weeks, seems longer. And I love the, so a lot of the capabilities I'm getting aren't necessarily specific to UDM Pro or even any kind of SDN or any system like that. So a lot of the things that I am getting and configuring are just generic VLANs, firewalls, and lots of firewall rules. So that in itself was quite the task. I had a bunch of virtual networks before, so I had to map those to VLANs, create all those rules again, port forwarding rules, firewall rules, you name it. And so that went pretty easy in UDM. And I always talk about it, but I watched It's My Natural Colors video and studied it and paused it many times and went through it. So that was all good. There are some quirks, and I'm kind of surprised, and maybe not, because I see a lot of people, complaining. It's hard not to see complaints about UniFi when you start searching for problems. And so some of the problems I have are with the actual UniFi network piece, like the actual tool that I thought I was going to love, and I do. There's just a lot of bugs, a lot of weird bugs. And so right now they're in between 5 and 6. It's weird because like 6 is out, but you have to manually install it. And the same with updates. But then you can toggle between old views, new views. Some things don't work in new views. Some things you can't find in old views. And then there are a lot of bugs with the insights piece and the client piece, which are not even client. So funny, I just said that because I always get them confused. Yeah, it is clients. So there's clients and insights, and those two screens I feel like should not be different, but they are. One is the history of every device that's ever communicated on your network. One's devices that are actively communicating or have communicated in a certain period of time, or you've configured some kind of rule for it. It's super confusing. And so what I kind of miss is just plain old DHCP leases and reading leases and seeing them and having them be accurate. Something I think that I feel like is pretty basic doesn't seem to work all the time. Sometimes some of my clients say the wrong IP address altogether. And I'm like, that's not that client's IP address. I can ping it right now and I know that it's not. And if I do, NSLOOKUP, I know that that's not the IP address. And sometimes the same goes the other way. There will be host entries or DNS records or on DHCP, so it's not a DNS record. UDM's internal DNS will say that one of my hosts has this name when it's not. Like for 3 days, I was like, why does my server say that it's my wife's iPhone or vice versa? When it's not, I can ping it, I can look at it, I know that it's not. But for some reason, it kept saying my wife's name iPhone, my wife's name iPhone. I'm like, no, that's my server. Get off it. So anyways, there are a lot of quirks. What I realized though, last night after pulling my hair out, what's left of it for, about a week, is that I'm not going to use any of the new UI stuff first anymore. How about that? Because when I flipped last night, I'm just like, you know what? Just out of curiosity, I'm going to go to old UI, forget the new UI even exists. And I go to it, everything's right. Host names are right, DHCP leases are right, everything's right. So I'm like, are you kidding me? This whole entire time I've been freaking out, trying to figure this out, and it's a bug in their UI on the new client's UI. So anyways, overall, I don't mean to like harp on that one thing, just because like it's been driving me crazy for a couple weeks, and I've been setting stuff up, and I'm trying to prepare my environment for a lot of new changes that are coming. And so having basic stuff like that not work, or work but tell me the wrong thing, were a little bit upsetting. All of that aside, that's just one piece, right? That's just like part of the reporting piece. Other than that, it's I like it. I like it a lot. I like how easy it is to create firewall rules now that I understand how they should be created. I like how easy it is to port forward. Something that was super hard in previous ones that I've used. Port forwarding, just for some reason, got overly complicated over the last couple of years. And I know this because you can do it through a NAT rule, or you can do traditional port forwarding, and then there's NAT reflection, and there's all this other stuff. So that's been super easy to set up. Firewall rules, really easy to set up too. MDNS surprisingly works really good. So MDNS is super nice. Sometimes I'm on my secure network and I need to discover and broadcast to other networks. And setting that rule up and just saying, hey, if it originates from a secure network, let that traffic come back to me. But if it doesn't, don't. Which has been super nice because that's how I discover all of my IoT devices. So on my phone, I'm on a secure network. I can broadcast for devices with whatever client, and then discover them if they're on another network. So that's super nice. So I guess it's just different. But again, the things that I feel like are kind of basic, maybe aren't so basic. They're rewriting a UI. They have all of these features within this UI, and they're slowly rewriting some of them. So anyways, and I can go and say that this is all my fault because technically, UniFi Network 6 isn't officially released, or they're not pushing it out or even making it available. You have to go and get it yourself and install it yourself. So maybe all this is self-inflicted. But anyways, I do love it. I love my switch too. I love having that many PoE ports. Like I keep thinking like, oh man, did I overbuy? And I don't think I did. I almost wish that I had a 48 port, mainly because some cool stuff I want to do here in a little bit. Hey, Yago Hernandez, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Welcome. I wish I had more switch ports already. I love the switch. I love being able to power everything. I picked up some of those UniFi mini flex switches. And so from my PoE switch, I power another mini switch. And then from there, I plug in devices, which is super nice. I put one of those behind the TV. I put one of those downstairs, and then I just open up. I allow all traffic to one port. I guess that's a trunk, and then from there I can tag packets and make each port individually. Assign it to a VLAN. So that's all awesome. But yeah, overall, great. I mean, having one place to manage a lot of my stuff is fantastic. It's just I wish that they were further along on their newer UI, because I keep accidentally clicking on it because I'm like, I want the new UI. Anyways, I digress, kind of sort of. But all in all, I thought pretty good. Like I'm super happy. Before I had just like a hodgepodge of things I configured in all different places. I will say too that, and again, this isn't a feature of UDM, and it's been a feature in Proxmox, but yeah, being able to now, configure VLANs on my Proxmox NIC, and have it be VLAN aware, and then passing those VLANs down to virtual machines is super nice too. And this has kind of just forced me to rethink where things live on the network, which is a super nice exercise to do. It's kind of painful getting there. I still cannot print. I haven't been able to print in 3 weeks, but I'm just like, well, the next time I need to print, I'll just have to figure it out, because MDNS doesn't seem to work with my, printer that's AirPrint and all this stuff. and I don't want that printer on my normal network. I want it on my IoT network. So, there's just a lot of quirks. I mean, a lot of quirks that you would have to figure out if you had a really flat network, or maybe a couple of subnets, and then just decided you're going to create 6 VLANs and move everything all around. So nothing unexpected, but a lot of work. A lot of work. And then meanwhile, I'm trying to bring in new devices and new capabilities while I'm doing all this. So I'm on like a priority basis. Like I said, I can't print right now. Worst comes to worst, I'll have to figure it out when I need to. But I don't print that often. But every now and then I need to print a label, and I'm like, oh gosh. Well, I could send it from my phone, not anymore. But it's pretty awesome though. It's been a heck of an experience, and it's been really. I think I've grown a ton. I mean, I'm not a network administrator, and I don't even play one on TV or on Twitch or YouTube. And so this is, it's nice. It's nice for me to be able to have some of these capabilities without knowing, 100. Like, I understand the concepts, but I've never had to configure it in real life. And I'd never had to do this as a job. So it's kind of nice to have a device like this that gives me those capabilities with, a UI where I can do it, and I don't have to drop into a terminal. Like, I'm not scared of a terminal. I'm in one all day long, but I don't know the CLI for networking all that much. But yeah, anyways, sorry, I don't mean to go on about that, but I guess that was my retrospective on my UDM. Yeah, still super happy. They got a long way to go, but it let me, software guy, software developer, create a pretty robust network at home. So yeah, I like it. And one more thing, a lot of the problems that they have, are software, which can be fixed. It's a prioritization game and probably a money game too, but it can all be fixed with software. So I haven't run into anything hardware to where I would say, yeah, that was a bad decision, or, that's something that they won't be able to fix in the future, or I wasn't able to plug this one thing in, and not get network connectivity. So yeah, it's all software. So I write software, so I know, that things, get prioritized, things get fixed over time, and hopefully a lot of them that I'm experiencing do. And so I have some faith in them. So we'll see. But yeah, sorry. Going on for a long time, but okay, that's my retrospective on my UDM. I'm still enjoying it for sure, because like I said, a lot of capabilities, and it's super fun. It's super fun when things work. Like when I figured out the MDNS stuff, and I was able to put my Apple TV on my IoT network, and from this network, launch an app or cast a AirPlay something to my TV. Actually, my wife did it. I'm like, I don't know if this is going to work. Worked first time. I'm like, yes, this is awesome. So yeah, lots to figure out, but super fun to figure out too. Now I'm down to the nitty gritty, really hard things like printing. But yeah, thank you. Thanks for asking. One beta alien, Techno Tim, you need to set up a Matrix Synapse server. I don't know what a Matrix Synapse server is. Let me know. Yeah, let me know. Penguin Airlines, I've done second and third shift, can never align your schedule with your friends and hang out with people. It sucks. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that would stink. I think the hardest thing for me would be like being able to go to bed when it's daylight if you did like a third shift, because I if I'm up and if I haven't slept yet and it's daylight, I feel really crazy. I guess you would adjust, but that would be the hardest thing I think for me to adjust to. P. Diddy, it's a love-hate thing. It's not to deal with people directly, but I'm more or less cleanup crew, so I deal a lot with having to leave stuff for me to finish. Yeah, they're like, oh, Penguin, oh, P. Diddy will get it. He'll be here tonight. No, that stinks. Takano, now only issue is what inventory software I will use. I want to use one that is a web-based GUI. I will have access on several machines. Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. The hard part is, because I've done some UPC stuff before, the hard part is finding a database that will give you UPCs or product information back. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard because not a lot of people share that. You'd have to find like, and maybe one exists, but like some global open UPC database that maps to product information. So that one's going to be tough. It's going to be tough if you plan on scanning stuff at home, and adding it to your inventory, because you'll just get a bunch of string back, a bunch of numbers. Then you have to query some product information database to get that back. I hope you get it. If not, retailers like Kroger and Walmart, they have a lot of that stuff. But you'll have to figure out how to use their API. That's public, but not public. But yeah. The Soccer Bomb, howdy y'all. Hey, how's it going? Penguin Airlines, P. Diddy. I looked at that as a plus though. You never get skilled faster than with the people who couldn't figure it out and left you. The hard stuff, that's how it was for me anyways. Yeah, I can agree with that too. Because anytime I don't have someone to ask help, I learn so much because I don't, at least for me, sometimes the easy way out is just ask somebody how to do something or how do you do this again? And it seems like every time I'm in a bind where I can't ask that question, I learn so much. So I totally agree. Techno, I never got it, and Alexei gave up and threw in a simple VM. We're talking about Rancher. The PC Geek, when trying to run Rancher image, it would pull down all down, and then it said it couldn't access the file or something like that. Okay. Yeah, that's not good. I haven't tried it. I should try it just to say like, hey, I've tried it. Here's the problems I ran into. Here's maybe how you fix that. I don't know. Hey, holy Merc, hola, watching at Walmart parking lot. All right, be careful out there. P. Diddy, oh yeah. It's like it just gets annoying sometimes, especially when people get lazy and leave tickets open. When the issue's fixed, then I need to find out if it is or not, since I really can't call or email to confirm. Yeah, that would stink. I guess I didn't think about that. Yeah, if you're in a support role and people leave tickets open and you're the only one there and the people who open the tickets aren't there, then you can just need to make a whole bunch of phone calls and send out emails, and hopefully they email you back or call you back. Sigor, I did something similar in college where I set up Google Form with a Google Sheet backend that would track info, including barcodes. Nice. I like it. Sigor, how's it going? Phantom Way, sorry man, I meant where it snows. Oh no, where it snows? Yeah, up north, I think. Oh, I already answered it. I'm in Minnesota. Holy Mark, hey, how's it going? Turkey, oh yeah, it's coming. Penguin Islands, AD, GPO, WSUS, etc. Probably. Oh yeah, WSUS, Windows Server Update Services or something like that. It's all coming back to me. That stuff makes me want to stab my eyes. Yeah, WSUS sometimes. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes group policy stuff would. I loved like automating software installs, but sometimes just trying to get those people or software groups or machines in the right groups so they'll receive the software and automatically install it would drive me crazy. SQL, that's SQL for me. I agree. I'm kind of there with SQL too. I'm just like, ooh, anytime SQL queries are more, if you add a join or something, I'm just like, I'm done. Like, pass. Any other, I can do joins and stuff like that, but it's just not fun to me. Sure, it's fun to a lot of people, but yeah. Phantom Way, Gluster is block storage that is clustered and pooled, sort of like Ceph. Nice. Yeah, no, I haven't done it. That sounds awesome. Who's the provider for that? Like, do you have a bunch of virtual machines that, yeah, I don't even understand it. Like, yeah, I'm trying to think about that. Do you cluster? Yeah, do you cluster with Proxmox and then you get that cluster across all nodes in the cluster, or is it some other provider that then, you can advertise it to? Hey, PC Geek. Dude, thank you so much. Oh man, PC Geek, dude, 3 gifted subs. Dude, thank you so much, man. You really didn't have to. Thank you so much. Oh man, PC Geek, gifted sub, Bubba Fex, Haji, Tenerix. Enjoy your gifted sub from the PC Geek. Dude, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. You really didn't have to. Takano, I've thought about that, but it doesn't seem viable, since it's going to track a lot of parts. Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, that the product information piece is gonna be the tough part, because you'll get UPCs from barcodes, but you'll just get a string of numbers, and somehow you have to match that to product data. But there are ways, but I don't think there are many open APIs to do that. Penguin Airlines, yeah, I'll stick to my time series DB Seagull. Yeah. Techno, it's mainly to track things like ICs, Raspberry Pis, etc. Okay, just serial numbers. All right, and acts like it just acts as a HID. Oh, gotcha. Keyboard, nothing special. Yeah, so it's just typing in the serial numbers for you. Perfect. I thought for a second you were going to be scanning like all your shampoos, so you know when you need to go buy some more shampoo or what shampoos you have. Oh, just like in Discord. Sigor, that's unfair. You might be better off building something that uses real DB, Takano. That would just be something lightweight that I did for Tech Shop was working at. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because then you could share the costs. You could, I mean, just like you would with any database, have a table with an entity and possibly a collection of entities, and they all have attributes, and you can add stuff to it. That sounds awesome. Thanks. We have I'm sorry. Drink. Okay, sorry about that. Thanks. We have DevOps engineers, and I think they will probably handle more PowerShell coding stuff. I have dabbled, but I'm nowhere near proficient in it. Yeah, that's yeah. I've done very little PowerShell myself too, so I can I feel you on that one, because yeah, it's a different world. Well, it's just, I guess, like any other DSL, you just got to learn it, and it's repetition, basically like anything you run in a terminal or even code too. Let's see, iLood, SQL Server is one of Windows service I actually consider good. Nice, stabbing worthy. Oh, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Oh. Twitch, I also currently work there already, and I'm just hoping for a bit of a promotion. Yeah, oh, sweet. So, all right, gotcha. So you guys are hiring. All right. Well, I hope you get a promotion. I do. Sigurd, I have very little experience with DBs, just one semester, and I couldn't even seem to get my code to work. LOL. Yeah, I don't know. Databases are great at what they do. I'm just not great at designing them or maintaining them. I'm great at putting data in and getting data out, like all of that stuff. Like, yeah, but yeah, persistent storage in general. Hey, Penguin Airlines, Tim, are you running the controller on a container or an appliance? UniFi. I was running it on. So I was running it in Docker, Kubernetes, Rancher, so I had it all running there. And that's how I ran it for a year or two with my access points. But once I went to UDM Pro, that comes with the cloud key. They have such weird names for stuff. The cloud key, which is basically a storage and software to run the UniFi network controller piece within the appliance. So that appliance is like 4 things in one, and I think that's one of them. So yeah, I'm running it in there now. I migrated it all from Docker, from Rancher basically, into there, and it's there now. Yeah, running fine. It's actually running pretty good, minus their bugs. iLood, I've been using them for a long time. MySQL, DB2, SQL Server. It's scary when you think about it. Yeah, man, that's really awesome, because I really appreciate people who are focused on data and databases, because man, I have a hard time. I mean, I can work my way around them or with them or not without them, that's for sure. So I really appreciate people who like databases and use them and can configure them, because not me. I can. But I'll put it this way: it's not my passion. PC Geek, maybe have to modify the time to live. TTL. iLood, I'm old enough to remember Fox Pro. I've heard the name, but don't know what it is. Penguin Airlines, how about that? LOL. I'm not quickly updating UniFi. Cash me outside. Yeah, Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'll just put it that way. Yeah, for sure. It's not. I went off on a tangent about that, but it's real. It's real. It's yeah. It'll. You'll be wondering why you have the wrong host names or the wrong DHCP addresses, and it's all the UI. It's all right. You flip back to the old UI, and you're like, oh, it's totally fine. TSR 966, did you ever connect your UPS to Proxmox? No, that is one thing I have not done yet. And while I was doing something over the weekend, I was down there digging around. I'm like, oh, there's that USB cable. I should probably hook that up soon. So no, I don't have my UPS hooked up yet. I have heard of Nut. I was looking into this thing. Is it? Yeah, network UPS something tool or something like that. Trying to figure out if it will work with my UPS because it sounds interesting. But I don't know if that will solve. I don't know if that's just for reporting or if that's gives me an API that I can then do things with. So anyways, I haven't done it yet. I have some ideas, but worst case scenario, what I'm going to do is pass that USB through to one of my Windows machines or Linux machines, whatever will work, to know when it's running on battery power, and then start gracefully shutting stuff down when there's, I don't know, 5% left or something. But yeah, I haven't done it yet, but great question. Great question. It's on my list. It's on my list. One bad alien, all printers are like that. Yeah, for sure. Doesn't like VLANs. Yeah, I thought that too. Shamu 450. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Sigor, what kind of printer do you have? Techno Tim finally gave up on inkjets and recently got a Lexmark LaserJet. Yeah, I have this fantastic printer. So I usually don't even. One, I don't print a ton. I mean, most of us probably don't. But probably about 4 years ago, I bought this Samsung Personal LaserJet. It's like this big. And it's awesome. I mean, it only does black and white. It's basically my shipping label printer and paper I need to sign printer. And those are the only two reasons I ever, coupon printer. Every now and then there's a coupon where it's like, okay, we'll go print it. And it was nice because I can print from my phone. Anyways, long story short, Samsung makes a really nice personal LaserJet, super small. It's a LaserJet and it has AirPrint and has all this stuff. And it actually works. Rebate printer, yeah, that too. It prints money, prints things to sign, and that's about it. And labels, but it supports AirPrint and like 15 other protocols, which I don't totally understand, and MDNS is supposed to be the way that I can, it will broadcast these requests across different VLANs. I'm oversimplifying this because I don't fully understand it. And everything I read said that just turning on MDNS should enable this printer to do that too. And not so much. It's not working for me. So I think there are a couple other rules. People are saying make sure Bonjour, that service is turned on or opened up, and I think it's port 5353 or something like that. I don't know. I need to figure it out. But if you've had experience getting printers that work on Bonjour or the AirPrint protocol across VLANs, let me know. Let me know, because we're not printing anything out until I figure that out. Don't tell my wife. +1 for LaserJets. Yeah, I got one. Yeah, I love it. I love mine. Sigor got tired of paying $60 for ink that only works for the first 6 pages. Yeah, I've had the same toner cartridge in my personal LaserJet since I bought it. It's been great. And before that, I had a LaserJet printer from a hospital I worked at probably 12 years ago, and it was still using the same toner cartridge and worked fantastic. It was like an HP, and it had a Jet Direct built into it. But yeah, it's been great. But like I said, I don't print that much, but it is super nice when I need to. So I got to figure that out for sure. I've been using laser printers for years. Nice. Got sick of paying for ink too. I did too. And then just like telling you there's low ink, or I didn't really understand inkjets all that much. But like just printing in color and mixing of colors and running out of colors, and it's just telling you that it won't work. And then I'm printing stuff out in purple only because that's all that's left. Yeah, no more of that. I only print in black and white again. Anyway, we've been having real luck with a Lexmark printer. Nice. Yeah. My Samsung, I love it, except for this one thing, and it's not Samsung's fault, I don't think. PC Geek, most of our toner cartridges can be easily refilled with a little eBay hackery. I like it. Yeah, I don't even want to get started on like ink and paying for ink and I remember I've owned a couple inkjets in my life. I remember the last one that I bought, it was cheaper to go buy another printer than it was to buy the ink for the printer. And I'm like, how is this even possible? I can get a whole entire printer for whatever. It was like $35 at Walmart or something. But the ink, the ink for it costs more than the printer itself. So you know what I did? I went and bought another printer. And I know it comes with starter ink, but it was kind of the principle. I'm like, no, I rarely ever print. I'm not going to pay that much for ink. I'm just going to go buy another printer. But anyways, I don't have to worry about that anymore because I can't print. PC Geek, most toner cartridges. Oh yeah, I talked about that. Lost MF1. Thanks for all the videos. Hey, you post on YouTube. No problem. Excellent content and very helpful guides. Thank you. Just got my home DC up and running. Domain controller, I think you meant. Yeah, awesome. Lost FM. Lost MF. Not Lost FM. MF. Yeah, congratulations. I assume DC, I'm assuming you mean domain controller. If not, let me know, but congratulations. That's super awesome. Glad you're finding it helpful. C-Core. Hell you, yeah, lol, for sure. Holy Merc, got a LaserJet 1300s for free, still alive, all right. With a recycled toner, all right. Yeah, that is awesome. To get it for free, for sure. One Bad Alien, Techno Tim, I can't believe you like the UDM appliances over PFSS Untangle Sophos. Yeah, One Bad Alien, I know. And so I know that was one of my most polarizing videos. I realized is that people weren't celebrating with me. They were like, what the heck? Like, and like I mentioned earlier, I'm not a network administrator. And I know that, a lot of people are in the industry are very proficient at networking, or they might do that as their day job, or have done it before in the past. And for me, I've done very limited. I like everything, I guess I've been self-taught. And so for me, I just didn't have enough time or patience to configure multiple systems all the time. I'm realizing, especially as I do stuff like this and create other content and then try to code and try to work and try to, be a husband and all this stuff, like I don't have time to configure a ton of different systems anymore between Sophos that was virtualized, which was Proxmox, which was virtualized with my Cisco switch, with then, my UniFi access points, was there one more in there? Probably. And then a whole bunch of random other dumb switches. So like, I just kind of ran out of patience. I'm like, man, I don't have time to, configure all of these systems, and one little change, add a new VLAN trickles all these changes in all these other places, and I might have broke some stuff along the way. And so it's not that I like it better or I think it's a better product. I just think the entire package is a better solution for me. And so is it a better solution for someone who is very passionate about networking and who loves, creating these rules, configuring these systems, and has the time? Probably not, because it's very oversimplified. But I did take a simplified approach here, only because I, like most of us, while we love technology as a whole, there's probably large parts of it we like, and other parts of it, we don't like as much. And it's not that I don't like networking. It's just like, I love, I love writing code. I love building systems. I like making those systems available for public or private use. And so, I was like, okay, I'm going to shift my time that I would have put into configuring my network appliances, 4 or 5 systems, get that time back and put that into things that I find enjoyable. So really long answer to, my passions are always in tech, but a little stronger in some areas. So not that it's a better solution. It's the entire package is a better solution for me in my current state. How about that? That's the most political answer ever. But yeah, I still love pfSense, Untangle Sophos. I haven't used Untangle in a really long time, but I used that for years. And that was my first thing after Smoothwall where I'm like, this is how it should be. This is how integration should work. This entire system knows about all of these things. And I really enjoy Untangle's idea of this big network rack where you just add more items to the rack. And that was like this cascading, rule or firewall rule or capability stack that you could apply to your network. I love the idea. But yeah, anyways, yeah, hopefully that answers your question, man. I got one from LaserJet that we use from Cups. I hope that never dies. Cups, isn't that a printing protocol or something like that? I haven't heard that in a long time. I just jinxed myself by saying that. Yeah, Cups is a different protocol, isn't it? TSR99, thank you for your videos and everything you've done for your from your videos have worked perfect the first time. Oh man. Well, I'm glad TSR966 because I revisit mine and they don't work even for me when I revisit them. So I appreciate it. Do know too that as you probably already know, but I try to do things a few times and make sure they work before I release them. So when I go into my videos, I know they're going to work, but there are times when I run into hiccups. So, but yeah, I definitely appreciate that for sure. Creepitson, hey, how's it going? I saw your question earlier about CI/CD and the new Rancher, and I don't have an answer. My answer was going to be like, just do it through GitLab or without their integration. But I knew that wasn't the answer you were looking for, so I didn't want to answer with that. But hey, how's it going? Good to see you. One Bad Alien, it sits on top of ZFS. Okay, GlusterFS, nice. Oh, it acts like a vSAN with HA. Awesome, I got to check this out because I'm going to be reevaluating some of my storage solutions and needs here soon for sure. Technus, hey Tim, new here. Hey, how's it going? Yeah, how are you? Technicus, good to see you. Twitch, SCCM works better for software and it's what we use for most everything from imaging, software installs, and patching. Nice. Yeah, SCCM. I played around with that a little bit. Even SMS. It was SMS at first, and then I think it changed to SCCM. Yeah, I enjoyed it. Not the actual system itself, but configuring packages that then our SCCM team would deploy. I loved automating that stuff for sure. Technus, really love your community. Hey, well, welcome. I totally agree. I do too. I get to talk about a bunch of different tech stuff and people roast me for making choices about networking gear. I love it. No, I'm kidding. But I much deserved. But yeah, I totally agree. There's so many people, different people in this community with different walks of life and different tech abilities and knowledge and experiences. It blows my mind every day. So thank you and welcome. Tenorex might be able to map the UPC with Amazon. Yeah, good call there. Yeah, Amazon probably has a lot of UPC information too. Tenorex, good call. Didn't think about that. I was thinking more of, yeah, it totally makes sense. Like they probably have the biggest product catalog in the world. They and Walmart are pretty close, I bet. PC Geek would be useful for food inventory. Yeah, another good call on that. Being able to scan your food in your refrigerator, and then hey, maybe even to know the expiration date or something like that, or you could put the expiration date or how much, for sure. Takano, I'm not too worried about that aspect. I'm thinking of making a fully custom barcode so keyring info isn't something like that I worry about. All right. Yago Hernandez, thank you for sharing your knowledge. Hey, no problem. Thank you for sharing yours. You're the only one who managed to teach me Kate's. Oh man, I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Thank you. Yeah, I'll fully admit that I'm not you know, a Kubernetes expert. I do some of it at work. I do a lot of it at home, and so I'm just sharing what I learn as I learn it. And so yeah, thank you. That I guess that speaks to what I'm trying to accomplish is teach difficult or challenging topics in a practical way. So that you can apply them in the video you're watching immediately. That's kind of my thing. But thank you, appreciate it. Technicus, well, I've been following your YouTube videos. First time stopping on stream. Well, thank you. I appreciate it and welcome. Takano, yeah, it can be useful for stuff like that. I found one called rack tables, which is meant for monitoring what rack spaces are used, where PDUs are, and where one hard drive is at, etc. Yeah, that sounds interesting. That sounds pretty awesome. Speaking of PDUs, man, do any of you guys own like a network PDU? I don't even want to call it PDU because it's really just like a surge protector that's rack mountable. Does anyone own one of those? Because I was gonna buy one, but I'm like, I think the cheapest one is like $50. And I feel like that kind of, I don't know, is that overpriced? I feel like it's kind of overpriced. Like, how does like, you know, taking a surge protector and putting a couple ears on it, make it a $50 thing? I don't know, maybe it's a little more industrial or maybe has some features I don't know about, but you know, I think is it CyberPower? I don't know. So one of the brands you hear about has one and it's on Amazon and I keep going back and forth. Like I need some more plugs, but every time I put it in my cart, I'm like, this is really just a surge protector with some ears so you can screw it in and now it's $50. So I don't know, maybe, and I'm not talking about one of the really nice PDUs that have like the inverted cords. I don't even know if servers still use that anymore, but they had the inverted kind of cords and you can line it all up nice. I'm talking about just take a UPS strip with like 8 power plugs on it and a orange button, and then you bolt it on your rack, and all of a sudden it's $50. I don't know. Maybe it's doing more, but I would love to understand why those are so expensive. I'm thinking, you know, okay, you know, I'll pay the tax, the server tax. You know, maybe it'd be $20, and I look at it, I'm like, $50? Are you kidding me? Anyways, not complaining, but I am. But yeah, I'm curious. I mean, maybe they're more industrial. I don't know. Let's see here. Takano, yeah, thank you, man. You guys are on it. Penguin Airlines, one of the rare people. So I skipped the messages about where is he reading from, but because I figured you would understand. And then Takano usually explains it, so I skip those two. So every now and then I skip messages. But yeah, Technicus, that's what I do. I don't know. I try to read people's messages because it's fun. It's fun to talk about these things and think about these things. Penguin Airlines, one of the more rare people that's even more thorough than me, LOL, Penguin Airlines. I don't know, I don't feel like I'm thorough, but I appreciate that. Just a bit, yeah, he reads and talks about every single chat. Maybe it's too much, I don't know. I struggle with that too. So now this is totally meta. Now I'm talking about me talking about reading things in chat. So this is a little bit meta, but you know, I wonder about it too. Even before I start, I'm like, is this okay for people? If it's not, yeah, I'd love to try new things, do different things. I have some stuff planned, but yeah, I always go back and forth. Like, is this what I should be doing? But like everything else I've done this year, I'm just gonna figure it all out. Because this too is me figuring out, just like YouTube. It's me figuring it out. Social media, same thing too, because I didn't do a lot of this before. So, but I appreciate it. Takano may have just found the software I need. Part Keeper. It's exactly for my use, and it's fully open source. Awesome. Yeah, that sounds awesome for sure. Yeah, does it run in Docker? Yeah, it probably does. Technicus, let me get this right. Technicus, yes, it is Technicus. Love the lights. I'm setting up the same for my stream too. Twitch looks pretty cool. Thank you. Yeah, it's So these lights, it's a long story. Everyone's helped me, I think, in this channel tune these. But for a long time, I had some lights, and then I got more lights, and then I wrote a bunch of code for Philips Hue, and then I wired it up to Twitch, and yeah, I did a ton of stuff. And then I bought, one of these Broadlink devices to broadcast infrared, and went way overboard on it, but I think it's cool. But anyways, long story short, you can control the lights with points, and you get points just by watching. Once you get 1,000 points, you get to choose the light color. And I think Techno probably has like 20,000 points right now. He's hoarding them. He doesn't want to spend them anymore. But thank you, appreciate it. P. Diddy, yeah, change the lights. There we go. Technicus, his lights uses IR, right? Yep, yeah, they do. So I probably just explained that for you, but yeah, absolutely they do. Well, it's a combination. All of these are Philips Hue that you can see. I have some behind the couch back there that are these big LED panel lights, and they only work with infrared with this guy. You probably know it if you're a streamer. And then so for that, I had to buy this Broadlink device, which then can broadcast infrared, and you can train it. And then so I wrote a whole bunch of code to make it do that. So it's out of control. It's out of control, but it's pretty fun. Logic 23 rebate printer, yeah, for sure. Let's see. And there's a Docker image for it. Yeah, nice. That was my next question. You're ahead of me. PC Geek, they run off a bot that he wrote in his API for Broadlink. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you guys are on it. Techno and supports linking up product codes to autofill. Yeah, this is awesome. You're gonna have like ERP at home, some enterprise resource planning at home to to take inventory of all your serial numbers. I love it, which is pretty awesome. Yeah. PC Geek, lights are on a controller. I made so I can control them over MQTT. Nice. Yeah, nice. I need to do more MQTT. I'll put it this way. I need to do some MQTT. I've done zero. Not that I am aware of. I mean, maybe devices I'm using use it. I don't even know enough about it. But yeah, I hear so much about it. All the stuff I do is basically controlling basically everything in my home. I do it over a RESTful API. So if it has a web API, I do it over HTTP, and I wrote code in Node to control a lot of it, or query a lot of it, or change it. But yeah, I have to check it out for sure. PC Geek, my home sensors and Wi-Fi outlets, I hacked are running off MQTT and OpenHAB. Nice. Yeah, I just found out Homebridge plugin for MQTT. Before that, I had used if this and that to have Google Assistant control my lights. Yeah, nice. Yeah, I've been trying to get off of, as much as I can, cloud systems to control my internal stuff. Sometimes there's not a great alternative, but yeah, most of the stuff I've written code for to switch it on and off myself, or some home assistant. But that doesn't work with everything right now. Techno, I got an Epson EcoTank. Comes with 2 sets of ink bottles in the box. Been using it for 4 years now, and I haven't even gone through the first set of ink bottles. Nice. PC Geek, I have an HP Laser 1320 I've had for many years. Also, a Brother all-in-one for upstairs, then another HP that is a color laser. Nice. Man, you guys got some sweet printers. Mine's I love mine because it's just a tiny laser jet, but man, I don't have any color printing. OpenHAB is pretty good too. Yeah. 3 lasers. All right. P. I have a black and white Brother printer that I use like two times a year. Yeah, I know. Like I said, or 2 CE. Yeah, I rarely use mine, but I think I use mine for shipping labels the most. PC Geek, yep, when I worked at CompUSA, we used to give printers away, but ink would cost you, yeah, for sure. If you never print with ink printers too, the ink dries up and makes a mess. Yeah. Technicus. Hardcore printer discussion. Yeah, I know that one. I figured, I didn't know just talking about printers would open a can of worms. Not a can of worms, but just a lot of people have a lot to say about printers, which is pretty awesome. Logic, exactly. That's how I got my current printer scanner combo. Same price, better than or better than replacing the ink. Yeah, same here too. It's so weird how that works. I think it's because they subsidize the printer costs by the ink. So they're like, well, if we get you into our ecosystem, we're going to have you buy some proprietary ink, and that stuff costs us pennies on the dollar. So we'll make it up in ink. I think you'll get more, Technicus, I think you'll get more viewers if you stream on YouTube. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, who knows? Yeah, it's a good point. I don't know. I like keeping them separate right now, for sure. It's super fun to kind of do both platforms. But yeah, thanks for the tip. I've done it before. It's definitely different. It's different for sure. I understand Twitch, and I kind of like Twitch. So yeah, but hey, no, nothing's ever final, right? One bad alien. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to ask you something. If you've looked at using Argo tunnels with Bastion mode from Cloudflare, I have not, and I think you're the second person that has asked that about Bastion mode. I haven't personally, so I know very next to nothing about it except for that it exists. Logic, you create trade space, getting back time to reinvest elsewhere. Yeah, for sure. Technicus, I have 120 subs and usually get around 20 viewers. You have 18K, pretty sure you'll get 10 times the views you get there. Yeah, it just depends. I mean, that can go either way. I mean, if you look at, other, the sub to active viewer ratio on YouTube isn't as clear as you would think it would be. I totally agree that you'll get a lot just because you go live and because people are on YouTube. I totally get that. But then there are some channels I see who have maybe 100, 200,000, who, might not get that many. I think it's just a timing thing. But I like it here on Twitch. I like doing, the two platform thing for now. Will I always do it? I don't know. But yeah, and it might sound cliche, but the numbers for me, it doesn't really matter. As long as there's people in here to have a conversation with, that's all I care about. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. And there's a point to where that doesn't scale, and so I can't probably scale that high with that many numbers. If there are that many conversations, then I wouldn't be able to talk to people who had things to say. I'd have to skip them over or find a new system. So fortunately, I'm happy where I'm at right now. But yeah, thank you. All great observations. PC Geek, yes, common something print system, I think. Common Unix print something. Oh, cups, yeah. Technicus, why are y'all selling your printers today? I don't know, Technicus. It's not usually like this. I think people are just like, just have this passion, not necessarily for printers, but it's almost like if I say like what my download speed is right now. If I'm like, yeah, I have gigabit Ethernet or gigabit internet, all of a sudden, it just triggers something into people where they're just like, yes, I have gigabit up, or I have 300 up, or I have 60 down, 5 up. See, Takano. And I think I found another soft spot or another trigger for people as printers. I've always known that talking about upload speeds will trigger that, or talking about cable modems or Ethernet speeds, or or Comcast. I think just instantly people just react to that. And so now I found another one, a printer one. So that's good. I'm discovering a lot of them. I keep mental note of those things too. It's not like I plan them, but I'm just like, whoa, it's just a pleasant surprise. All right, so printer, if I'm ever out of things to say, bring up my printer or bring up my download speed. No, it is interesting though. And I love it. And I love that people want to share these things too, because it just goes to show like they care, or they have experience with it. Shamu, shout out to Cups for letting me use my HP printer on my network from a Pine. Nice. Apple uses Cups. All right, you guys know. All right, yep, that's it. LOL, Technicus, I hate printers. See, even people who don't want to talk about printers or don't like them will talk about printers. PC Geek, or it's the game that Joey and Chandler play on Friends. Yeah, cups. Oh wow, he's pretty far behind. I'm getting there. I'm catching up now. The PC Geek. Well, people do talk a lot. Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Ilude, that's the issue with cups. I've only ever got it to work with HP. Yeah, I'm surprised I even pulled cups out of there. Like I knew that, I knew it had something to do with printers, but I think Ilude mentioned it first. One Bad Alien, yeah, different level of questions and answers in this stream. Yeah. It's pretty nice of him to go through each. Hey, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate you because this is, yeah, I'd say thank you for saying stuff because that's, you know, it's content to talk about. Penguin Airlines, it's called Managed PDU. Okay, I'd love to have one. Okay, so managed, so I'm just talking about, managed PDU. I don't need something, I just basically want a rack-mounted surge protector. I just need more. I don't need it to be smart, or I don't need it to do anything fancy. I just basically want a surge protector that's rack mountable, and they get so expensive. But managed PDU, I'll have to check those out because I don't know in my head what that looks like. Maybe that's the one I was talking about that has like the inverted plugs on it. So you can tell how far my knowledge goes in this space. PC Geek, I have a PDU, but it's not networked. It just has switches for each socket. Okay. They can ship you syslog data too. Okay, log server, and you can analyze your power usage. See, I like that. I like that for sure. I paid $30 for it 15 years ago. It's supposed to be for music equipment. Okay, maybe I'll start exploring there. Maybe there's a tax around server stuff versus audio. One Bad Alien, I use 1500 APC with vertical surge protector. Nice. Ilude, we use Eaton and a black box remote PDUs at the office, so I don't own it. Okay. One Bad Alien, not a surge protector, just plugs actually. Okay, I just need plugs, I think. Anything you bolt in a rack is always more expensive. I totally agree. For home use, I use a TP-Link smart switch, easy to automate with Node-RED. I'll have to check that out too. Starklife, with Nextcloud, did you get the document system working and Collabora document editing? I do have it working. At first I had some weird stuff going on, like the page would refresh, like it would just do nothing and then it would refresh. And I don't know if it was because I was using the latest image or if they released another one shortly after. But after that, it seemed to be working. But at first I was like, what is up with this? Like, is that my network speed? I couldn't tell when I was editing it, like if I was doing something wrong. But Starklife also, yeah. Ping me in Discord and we can, or post it in Discord somewhere and we could talk about it, try to get it working. Takano, yay or nay, you're doing great. Reading every message is better in my opinion since it shows you listen to your audience. Thank you. Or like you're interested. Thank you so much. PC Geek, did you make the banana command yet? No, I didn't. And it's funny, I was skimming through last stream to trim some stuff up. And I was like, oh, I didn't do the banana command. I will one day. And it, who knows what it'll say or do. Takano probably knocked back down to 15K or so. Yeah, he has so many points. Included null. I wonder if anyone has written something to control DMX at home with Home Assistant or similar. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, DMX. When I see DMX, I think of a rapper. That's what I was thinking of when you said DMX. Takano 6.6K. Yeah, he's up there. Oof. Waiting for 10K. P. Diddy. I was at 3.6. That's still up there. Whipped TCH. Hey, how's it going? Takano Docker image throws a 505 internal server error. Oof. Yeah, that means it's something on their part. They're not handling something properly. Technicus, I saw your broadlink video. Thank you. Starklife, another alternative with Home Assistant is ESP Home. I haven't heard of that one yet. I know that Home Assistant is super popular. Technicus, well, the controller is Node MCU. Starklife, so Asfomi? I can't pronounce that word. Technicus, so I can customize it on the device end too. Ilude, Node-RED, that's the way to get off the cloud IFTT for sure. Agent Gib, Epson Eco Tanks are awesome. I haven't heard of them. I need to look into this. Technicus. Yes, Node-RED is cool. I haven't done anything in Node-RED. I just usually write my own stuff. I should start looking into this too. I see it. I've seen their webpage like a million times. I just haven't done anything yet. But Arduino is easier and quicker. All right. I live what? Normal people don't hang out on Tuesday nights talking about printers? I know. Oh, I love it. I love it. I never thought we would have a in-depth discussion about printers today. PC Geek LOL. Technicus, I can also program the Node MCU over the air via Arduino IDE. Nice. iLude, Node-RED plus Node MCU, two great tastes that taste great together, right? Oh, Techno, seems that you have to manually build the Docker container. What? That doesn't sound fun. Yeah, I mean, if you have Docker on there, just pull it down and say docker build dot, and then it'll create the image for you, and then you'll have to push that up to a registry or build it on your Rancher machine or wherever it is, and then you'll have to instantiate it. Yeah, it's not fun with Docker whatever, Docker run dash D or Docker run container dash D, and then expose some ports and stuff like that. But yeah, weird that they don't have it published up in Docker Hub. You better you better pull stuff down before they implement the rate limiting. So yeah, speaking of, man, if people are on Watchtower, oh man, they're gonna get hit with that rate limiting pretty quick. Technicus, iLude, I haven't used Node-RED with Node MCO to give it a try. Takano, you have to do a Docker build, and then you have to do a Docker build, then Docker run do. Yeah, so. P. Diddy, time to deep dive, yeah. How would I do this using Rancher? Oh, I just kind of talked about it. You're gonna have to get it to a registry though, man, which kind of stinks. Or do it during CI and then give Rancher access to your registry. But if you do, you would have to get the Docker file, run docker build dot. It'll build the container or the image, and then the image there is on the machine, but you don't have a registry. So you would have to, yeah. It's going to be tough. You'd have to stand up your own Docker registry. Or if they have a GitHub, if it's a GitHub repo, then you can just fork it, do it during CI, publish it to your own Docker registry or the public Docker registry, and then you can get millions of polls on your Docker image and be the hero. But yeah. Logic, we like your two-platform approach. All right. P. Diddy sub-only mode maybe would work. LOL. Yeah, that'd be tough. Yeah, that'd be tough. I would. I'd have to figure out something else because that would be. I'd feel bad if people came to my channel and they couldn't say hi unless it's sub. But yeah, there's I'm sure there's. I'd have to figure out how other people do it. Techno 60. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. 60 down, 5 up. PC Geek. I have gigabit too. All right. Yago Hernandez, what problem does MQTT solve? Great question too. 100 down, 40 up, P did gigabit symmetrical. Yeah. Logic, my printer passion is just like what you saw on Office Space. Mine too. I mean, when the paper comes out, it's great. But anything else, I'm like, oh my gosh. But my printer's been pretty stable. Only time it doesn't print is when I do network stuff like I'm doing now. The PC Geek, our conversation sparked off your conversation. It did. A bunch of spoiler nerds, totally. Oh man. Oh, why did the thing just jump? Okay, I'm getting back there. I'm sorry if I skip some because man, Twitch. Anyways, the PC Geek MQTT actually be used for a lot of things. It's a messaging protocol. Nice. Tilburn, hey, thanks for the resub. 3 months, 3-month streak. Thank you so much, dude. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Yago, so it's like Kafka or RabbitMQ. Might be if it's messaging. PC Geek, basically a topic to subscribe to set up. You create a topic, push something to it, and everything that subscribes to the topic will get the info. It sounds like Kafka to me. Technicus, it's a protocol standard like HTTP, except it's pub/sub model. All right, yeah. Penguin Airlines, if you don't need the network connectivity, then you just get a PDU. Yeah. You should be able to find them pretty cheap. Thought they weren't though they won't have many ports. They're usually more expensive than a power strip because each port can support a lot of amps simultaneously. Yeah, look at it. Man, the cheapest, like I was saying, the cheapest one I'd find on Amazon was $50, and I felt like it was just a surge protector with ears on it to mount. Let me see. Bunch of commands. Collabra, Nextcloud, both inbuilt hosted version. Nice. Yeah. I think I talked about your topic earlier, but let me know, like, if you were singing the same thing I was, with just a spinning wheel, and then nothing would happen on Collabra. iLoot, it's similar to those, yes, but much simpler. Quantum Neo Mechanica. There's the guy I recently subbed to on YouTube because he made 10 for 10 videos. Hey, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh man, I'm scrolling, getting there. See here. Techno posted in a random channel, but it seems you don't have to build it. That's just my bad. Nice. Never mind, moving to Docker. Quantum Neo Mechanica. Amazon is planning to do something similar to Docker Hub in a few weeks. Hey, that sounds interesting. For sure. And I see why. I mean, mostly because they have AWS and they probably pay a lot of bandwidth. So take even Docker Hub and everything out of the equation. You still have to traverse the network to pull down those containers. And everyone running Kubernetes and CI and stuff in AWS has to pull that traffic down. And so they probably pay a lot of money for that bandwidth. And so it's probably cheaper for them to build their own Docker Hub, or even probably to buy Docker Hub than to pay for that network traffic monthly. Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know that. That's super interesting. It is interesting to think about what's going to happen or what's going to spawn from this too. Tilburn, hey, how's it going? I got into the Starlink beta. Stuff should be here Friday. Nice. I don't even know what Starlink is. I need to get informed on this for sure. Don't get an audio music band version of the PDU because they suck. Okay, good tip. Stark Life, wow, I didn't think mere mortals got access. Yeah. I'm northwest of Spokane, Washington. I'm in the sweet spot belt of northern US. Nice. Penguin Airline. Yeah, you're not wrong. The internal circuitry, though, that lets it pass through a lot of power to each device, which is often needed for servers. If you don't need it, you can get away with a power strip and surge protector, but it's challenging to find that will mount to the rack. Maybe a good client for 3D printing and some rack ears for cheap power strips. Yeah, this might be my reason to get a 3D printer now. I need that project that's like, yep, that's the project that will pay for itself, or that project will pay for the 3D printer if I just print the thing over buying the thing. It's getting close. Takano, so basically says 1, clone the repository, 2, do a Docker compose up, and that's how you install it. Yeah, but you have to build the container first, because Docker Compose is going to pull that image from Docker Hub, so it's got to be somewhere first. Starlink has said, oh, that's right, that is right. I signed up too to get notified, even though I don't know. Man, that is awesome. Yeah, it's internet from SpaceX. That's right. I remember seeing the big advertisement page, and I signed up for news, but guess they didn't pick me. Probably not in the right location. That's awesome though. That is awesome. Your internet is going to come from outer space, from a SpaceX satellite. Logic 23, in case it's useful, bad news for the local business that went out of business, but I scored 4 UniFi PoE access points for free. Just had to take them off the wall myself. Oh man. Yeah, that's bittersweet. It's like awesome that you got 4 for free. Sad that the business had to close and you had to take them off the wall yourself. Takano shouldn't be able to deploy it manually through Rancher. There was a Docker command which converted to a Rancher deploy, but it throws a 505 internal error. So yeah, if it's on Docker Hub, yeah, post it there. I'll totally check it out to be able to convert that to Rancher command. But usually it's going to be, just like look at all the environment variables, the ports. Hopefully it doesn't need, privileged mode or network access, and then you should be good. But yeah, post it in Docker. I see the Docker channel's lit up, but yeah, I can take a look too, for sure. And if it isn't Docker Hub, that saves you a ton of work. Because I was going to say, fork the repo, create some CI, publish it to Docker Hub under Takano/myawesome Docker container, and then everyone can pull from Takano/myawesome Docker container. And then you would have like 1 billion polls. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm caught up. Yeah. Literally only variables are port. Oh, so those are the ports. Yeah, that's yeah, I don't know how that's even gonna read or write to any kind of persistent storage or to a database or anything like that. Yeah, if you post it there, I can take a look at it too. Awesome. Yeah, I am caught up, which means a couple things. One, has an inbuilt database. There you go. But it has to persist the data still. Can you map a volume? Because otherwise, if you don't map a volume, then every time you restart that container, your data will go away too. But yeah, I can check it out for sure. PC Geek, Gateway says points. I hear you. UniFi's like a drug. I just got a hit for free. Yeah. Doesn't need a volume. Oh man. He catches up, he leaves, LOL. Yeah, I know. P. Diddy, by the way, did you know you have a list of environment variables of ports into Rancher? If you have the foo equals bar, the list, and copy the whole list. Yes, I did. Yeah, isn't that nice? I knew that on Rancher 1. So if you copy the whole long list and just paste them in, even with dummy stuff, you get them all for free. It does the parsing and posting and tabbing for you. Yeah, it's pretty good. Yeah. Good. I'm glad someone else noticed that. Because yeah, I love it. Let's find something to talk about. No. Yeah, okay, it says, oh man, there's so much going on now. Okay. I hate to do it, but I just said that like 5 times. I do have to wrap it up. Gotta take care of a couple things. But yeah, thank you so much, man, for tuning in tonight. Like tonight turned into awesome. Hey, Clay Crusher, resub, 4 months streak. So happy to resub. Thank you so much. Thank you. What a awesome way to end the stream. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And thanks for chatting it up, man. I will have to add printers to my list of things to talk about. When I run out of things to talk about, but we never run out of things to talk about. And I apologize that once I get caught up, then all of a sudden, like, I have to go. But I do, just because it's a little bit late here. Next time, we'll try not to talk about printers. But if you want to talk about printers, absolutely, we can. It's either that or your internet speed, or your Ethernet speed, or Wi-Fi radios. But yeah, there's a few things that people love to talk about, and I just found another one. So VLAN aware printers, yeah, wish there was such a thing. Doesn't seem like mine are. I mean, mine's on the right VLAN. I just can't contact it from any other one. But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I should create a printer channel. Oh man, yeah, no, we'll use hardware for now. If we feel like the hardware channel is getting overused by people who are very passionate about printers, we'll create one. But man, yeah, thank you guys again so much. Thanks for tuning in. I will be back. I'm not sure if it's going to be Thursday or Saturday yet. I absolutely on Saturday, not sure about Thursday yet, but I'll let you guys know either on Twitter, but for sure in Discord. And I'll try to let you know a little bit early too. Who are we raiding? Yeah, that's a great question. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's raid someone. Let me get something set up real quick. You can spam any emojis you want. But if you don't have emojis, there's a bunch of random ones. You can pick and choose your favorite. And I usually just like kind of going with whoever Twitch. I play the Twitch algorithm game. And I try to go with someone that Twitch recommends from the Science and Tech channel. Oh my gosh. From the Science and Tech channel. That's what I sound like? Gosh. Oh, there we go. Sorry about that. So let me get this set up. Here we go. There they are again. And I will switch screens here in a second. Once I get this set up. Twitch, browse. Science and tech. Science and tech. All right, science and tech. Let me switch over to here. So we need someone to raid. I usually try to go with someone that's first or second line. No other reason than I assume that's who Twitch is trying to recommend to me for some reason. So I am fair game with any channel that is not a rebroadcast or a live feed of stuff. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I love these live feeds of like birds getting fed and chickens in coops. Like, I love that stuff. It's awesome. At the same time, I'd like to make someone's day or cheer someone up who is actually live there. So let's hope it works like it should. Yeah, I totally agree, because yeah, you could say what you want about Twitch's algorithm. So there's this person, it's LMND, finishing a YouTube video bot. There is Fierce Kittens, who is doing .NET 5 release day. I didn't know .NET 5 got released today. That's pretty big news. There's Strange Parts, who's doing an unboxing of new lab equipment. .NET Conf Day 1. This is Visual Studio. They're rebroadcasting or something. But they're a company. So yeah, I'm all ears. We can go with someone finishing YouTube bot, someone talking about .NET 5 release day, or an unboxing of new lab equipment. First one who says. First one to type. .NET 5. All right, you got it. All right, that was it. Clay Crusher got it. .NET 5. All right, let's make sure they're here. Let's make sure they're not pulling a PC Geek and doing a BRB for like 10 minutes. I'm teasing. Let me just make sure the other thing too. I'm gonna get everything ready so that while this commercial is playing, I'm so old school. I use the commands. Maybe because I like terminal. All right, we're doing it. All right, so Raid Fierce Kittens. Make sure you have your copy pasta ready to go. I need to get my copy pasta ready to go on our raid emojis, or throw anything you want in there. I just gave you some ideas. So we're gonna raid Fierce Kittens, and we're gonna go in 10 seconds. So here we go. Again, thank you so much for everything, guys. You're super awesome. I have more to talk about printers, but also a whole lot of other things. Thank you so much. And as always, yeah, be good to each other. Here we go.